Okay, so I'm coming back. As you can see, I'm in my nighttime attire. So it's been a few hours, and this is the comment that I left on a Instagram post that was, about Ezra Miller in some way. The post itself isn't really important. We're just talking about what I said, which is this. We can read. Great work. And somebody else replied. Let's ignore all the anime photos I have. But, nobody can argue with me without proving my point, which is like a little bit hilarious, but also it makes me sad because all these people are crazy and like dumb, I guess. I don't know how they like type out the whole comment and like don't realize that they just did exactly what I said. But they don't. But anyway, this person says, "Girl, why is it so hard to understand? The people who are mad about the pronouns thing are mad because people care about a criminal's comfort and making sure that we use the right pronouns more than the crimes he's committed." So, yeah, they just did exactly what I just said, which was you went out of your way to misgender Ezra Miller just because, just for fun, and then, of course, to miss the point times 3, they put in this part in parentheses because God forbid we make him/them/whatever feel uncomfortable. It's like, you know what the right one is. You know what the right one is. You know what the right one is. You don't need to act like you don't know. You don't need to act like you don't know. Because you know. So, like, these people are so funny. Like, nobody can argue with me without proving my point. And also, everybody thinks, apparently, that using the correct pronouns for someone means that you're their biggest fan and, like, you co-sign everything they do. You're like, yes, just because I called Ezra Miller them means that I literally am obsessed with the fact that they, like, beat up a woman and, like, was grooming a 12-year-old. I love that. All because I used the correct words to talk about them. I'm so confused, guys. You guys, you're dumb. You're stupid. But yeah, no one can argue with me without proving my point, literally exactly, and they should really use some reading comprehension. And anyway, and then this person says, they're replying to this person up above. They say, no, it's because using the correct pronouns for good trans people, and then intentionally misgendering bad trans people isn't the take you think it is. No one is saying that their pronouns are more important than holding them accountable. Exactly. Just because I use the correct ones doesn't mean I'm in love with Ezra Miller. I don't care. They're crazy. Someone stop them. It's just basic human decency to correct someone when they misgender someone. Ezra Miller won't see you misgendering them on the basis that their actions were inherently worse, but your trans friends will. Allyship isn't conditional. It is the absolute bare minimum. Now, I do enjoy this take. Lots of people have been, using this basically exactly. I just always think it's funny, like, the end part of, like, your trans friends will see you being a hater. If you want to be a good ally, you should use the correct pronouns for everyone no matter what. And it's like, obviously these people don't want to be good allies. Obviously these people don't have any trans friends. They're haters. Like, we can all see that they don't like trans people. They don't like people using they pronouns. Or any pronouns that they don't like. They go out of their way to use the wrong ones. So, like, I don't really think they have any trans friends, but, and then, of course, I replied to them, and I said, why do all of you people who argue with my take always just prove my point? Like, you just did exactly what I was talking about. You went out of your way to misgender them, twice. How are y'all not understanding that you are walking directly into my point? I am not defending Ezra. Again, I, literally didn't even say anything about, Ezra's actions. I just was talking about the people that are saying this. So I'm not even saying anything about Ezra. I'm talking about y'all. And then anyway, then somebody replies to one of those other haters and says, literally, like, Ezra's a full-on criminal, which means that you can't refer to them correctly. Like, when somebody commits a crime or, like, does something that you don't like, you just have to, like, start calling them a totally different name and, like, call them a guy if they're a woman. Like, no one has these standards for anyone else. It's just trans people or anyone who, you know, uses any newfangled language, you know, like, it's so funny. But at least this person had the decency to just, you know, to say Ezra's instead of he's a full-on criminal. So I guess slight respect to this person. But yeah, just because you use the correct pronouns for somebody or use, like, the correct name for somebody doesn't mean that, like, you love everything they do. It's so weird. Like, y'all just want your excuses to say weird stuff is all that's going on. Especially this person with the little... Is that Danny Phantom? Nah, that looks too good for Danny Phantom profile picture. I don't know. I don't know. Total Drama Island? Like, later season? I don't know. It kind of looks like Total Drama Island. Doesn't matter. But yeah, you put that whole part in the parentheses. Like, yeah, God forbid I make Ezra Miller feel uncomfortable. Like, what do you think? I've got like a 5-star hotel set up for him. Like, I'm not doing anything besides simply referring to them correctly. It's so weird. Like, I'm not personally doing anything for them. And also, if you, like, accidentally use the wrong pronouns, that's, like, not the same thing at all. So don't worry about that, because, of course, you know, people using they, them is relatively, you know, recent. That has become more common, so, you know, it's, like, it is kind of hard sometimes to, like, remember to do that, because sometimes it doesn't really feel natural to say if you're not used to it. Oh, my thing just went offline. But it's okay, we didn't really need the thing anyway. I don't know why that happened, but we have this super cool screen record thingy. Ooh, I do want to exit. Okay, anyway, now we just have purple. But yeah, if you misgender somebody on accident, you know, doesn't really matter, because you did it on accident. If you're going out of your way, when obviously you know what the correct ones are, then you're just a hater for no reason, so stop doing that. And definitely don't do it when I just said, y'all look really stupid doing this, and then you want to argue with me, but then you just do exactly what I just said. So definitely don't do that, because now you're, like, double stupid.